friends, and welcome to episode 225 of The Rewind, a podcast dedicated to keeping its listeners on the cutting edge of the MMORPG Pantheon, Rise of the Fallen. Drac and I hope this episode finds you well as we hit the halfway point to Theric's glorious appearance for episode 250. Just another half a year to wait until we hear those sweet, sultry tones reading lore once again. Oh, and also thank you for listening. You thought I forgot, didn't you? Next, I know I bring it up every week, but I'm a glutton for punishment. If you find yourself in a place monetarily and you want to help with the show, please look to the links below. We have a Patreon or YouTube membership options that can make you an active part of the show. We would love to have you in our private chat, giving us your opinions on what we should talk about with the rest of our raid tier members. Lastly, this week, we fall on our sword. Highlight the double-digit hours of Joppa's streaming schedule and take Joppa's challenge to heart. We're not here to hate. We're here to give our opinions. But sometimes those opinions are a bit downtrodden because we've been with Pantheon in the highest of highs and the lowest of lows. We appreciate you for taking our opinions with a grain of salt. Now, on with the show.
The party gathered around the fire and immediately began arguing. Anton Dubiditis Darkmere Shaman Glyphkeeper frowned. I like forests. I dislike loud taverns. Churro Dude Gnome Summoner objected. Taverns are amazing. Forests are itchy. Eliv Halfling Rogue grinned. I like gold. I dislike sharing. Ziplocked Dark Mirror Rogue nodded. Agreed. Annoying Llama Human Monk stretched. I like training at sunrise. I dislike standing still. Screech Scarbarge strummed loudly. I like applause. I dislike being ignored. Archbishop's Dwarf Paladin rumbled. I like order. I dislike chaos. Dwimble Gnome Rogue laughed. I like chaos. I dislike order. First, Goblin Wizard raised a finger. I like explosions. I dislike when explosions are blamed on me. The debate grew louder. Taverns versus forests, stealth versus spectacle, planning versus improvising. In the end, they realized something. They liked different things, disliked different things, but they all liked adventuring together, even if they'd argued about it tomorrow.
This week in Visionary Realms News and Notes.
All right, Damos, this is going to be an interesting and I think super fun podcast. What do you think?
We're going to give it a go. We're going to give it the old college try, something we haven't done for about 3 decades now at this point.
College? What? 2 decades for some of us. Whoop.
Whoop, whoop. You know, sometimes people go to school for 7 years, Drac. They're called doctors.
We call them doctors.
Or musicians.
Or, yep, 100%. Well, another thing we're going to do today is eat a little bit of crow. Or more accurately, I'm going to eat a little bit of crow, and you're going to sit by and agree with me.
Well, yeah, because that's your job.
That's my job. That's what I do. I just take it in the teeth all the time.
Well, it's because you're mostly wrong.
Whoa. All right. So here is our prepared statement.
Ooh, it's like we're the NFL.
It's official. If you listen to this podcast, you know Daimlos and I are passionate gamers. We have strong opinions and are sometimes right and sometimes wrong. And we're okay with that. We have been heralded as the White Knights of Pantheon and often accused of covering for VR, even to the point of the listeners thinking that I, Drac, work for VR, even though I don't and never have. We've also been accused all the way on the other side of being haters of Pantheon. We're just a bunch of old pre-alpha neckbeards that just don't like the game, don't believe in anything, and don't believe in anybody. Neither of these takes is accurate. We have always prided ourselves in being even-keeled, telling you our true feelings, and giving our honest opinions as to the state of the game. That being said, after the show aired last week and Joppa showed up in our rewind chat, we took a moment to reflect. We feel as though our tone and the way we addressed last week's show was too harsh and not a representation of our passion and why we play Pantheon. So, to everyone listening, we apologize. We are sorry. We apologize to Joppa. We apologize to VR for taking things, honestly, just a bit too far last week. We pushed it over the line. It was too far. We hope that you can understand that we love you and that we are always rooting for you. And also, to balance the scales, we have committed...
Just read the damn thing. Stop going off the cuff.
Also, we have committed to an ultra positive rewind this week to balance the scales.
Wow, 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 wow.
So do you think we can do it, Diblos? Do you think we can have ultra positive rewind this week? I'm talking over the top.
I mean, if there's one thing we do well, it's go over the top.
One way or another. Over the top is our specialty. So here we go.
All right, let's do it.
First up for Pantheon news, we have a blog. And I would just like to say that I love blogs. And
we are, and this is honestly very true.
This is honest and true.
We love the blogs.
Yeah.
The blogs have been by far the best way VR has ever communicated to us.
Absolutely.
It allows them to get their words correct, just like our prepared statement.
Yep.
Right?
They do a good
job with it.
That's
what we want.
They do a good job with it.
They are very honest. They are very truthful and forthcoming more than any time in the last 10 years of Pantheon's history.
100%. Yep, I think they really do a good job with the blogs. And I thought they did a good job with this blog. I'm excited for auction houses. I'm excited for...
Duh. That's like our favorite thing.
That's our favorite thing. I'm excited for the mail system so we don't have to do like bank trades and stuff. That's annoying.
For sure.
I'm excited for combat updates. I'm excited for class updates. I'm excited for all that stuff. Now, we're still going to stay positive. But there was a little bit of ruffling on the official forum, right? Because they did mention that they were focusing on balancing, quote, the 3 tank classes. And the Discord, the Discord kind of exploded over that. Because all of a sudden everybody's like, well, what about all these roles that can flex into DPS classes? Are we not balancing those? And VR didn't really say anything about that. They haven't really answered that yet. Joppa hasn't really answered it on his stream. And honestly, I think that's okay for me. And because we're staying super positive, I think that we have to talk in generalities. Every time we're going to mention DPS classes or tank classes or heal classes, we can't just group these and group all these mastery things. I think that's just too much to think about. Let's just talk about grouping the 10 classes. I think maybe saying the 3 tank classes might have not been something I would have done, but I don't think it's the end of the world. I think they just meant they're balancing the 10 classes and that the mastery is coming. It's probably going to be done at a future time.
And this is the primary role. People want this particular build, so it needs to be people that play warriors or dire lords or paladins are likely jumping into that for the ability to tank for a group or a raid. Now, I think mastery is very cool that they're going to make people think outside of the box. Think about all the people out there that play rogues. I wonder how many of them actually have ever played CC in their entire lives. Typically,
probably not.
They're just
it's not
backstabbing.
Not a typical CC class.
But this gives them the ability to kind of do that. So just let them flesh it out. It's going to take some time. We're revamping and we're whittling down the good ideas and trying to get it to something finite.
But
that takes some time.
The positive thing is is that this is still seems like it's very much in flex. So even if you're not in total agreement with where mastery is, that's okay because we haven't landed on where it's going to be yet.
Right.
Yeah. So I think that's good.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
TBD. TBD.
Also, there was a point about that we needed all our tanks to be able to function well in solo situations and also group situations, which some people on the forums were concerned about, like, is VR focusing too much on the solo player? I think this is just one of these things that they put in. I think that they've originally stated that, like, some classes are going to solo better than others. Obviously, your tank warrior doesn't do great soloing. But it should be like, you should be able to get like a, you know, a green and solo it maybe, you know, if you have good gear.
Yeah.
I think that's fine. But you know, you're not going to be out there being a necromancer solo. And so I think sometimes people just, like us, overreact.
Yeah. Yep.
So
things are said. It may not be
we
exactly poignant to what you're thinking specifically,
Right.
and it might be a more broad situation. Honestly, the way I look at it with soloing is that they're already taking care of it with the balancing of the con system, right?
Yeah.
All the group stuff is going to be in the reds, the purple, well, not the reds because we're all going to die in reds.
Apparently,
but the purples, the oranges, the yellows, and then finally we kick over to the solo part. So it's all being worked on at the same time because that's the true balancing of the system. So if it really works out how they want it, they are working on both the group and the solo at the same time. So we got to trust to hope that they're going to be able to find the right mathematical equation to make that happen so that when your level 15 mob that you are taking on as a group at level 10, eventually you're going to just be able to solo that at level 20, and it gives you, well, likely pretty crappy experience because this is a group centered game.
Yeah.
So get a group.
And they have always stated from day one that this is a group centered game, but they want people to have things to do when you can't find anybody to group with. And nothing is more frustrating than that when you're...
For sure. There are many times where I've come home from work and just want to kill monsters.
Just something.
Right? I just want to go kill something.
Yeah.
And not in real life. Let's make that very clear. Don't want to kill things in real life. Want to tog on into virtual land and kill monsters specifically.
And so you have to have some kind of ability to do that.
Yeah. And if that's 10 minutes of just getting my anger out from the world and, you know, escaping for a little bit, then that's what I want to do. And then I'll log off and go to bed, you know? No big deal.
Indeed.
Just something quick to do.
All right. Well, good job, blog. Good job, Joppa, for writing the blog. So moving on, we have our poster of the week.
Poster of the week.
And our poster this week is Flange, or on Twitch, Flange Pickles. And he has a video where he's walking through his thoughts on mastery. Now, I picked this video because, you know, I've been wrestling with this mastery thing, right? Chewing it up in my mind and being like, how can I be that opposed to Joppa on something that seems like kind of a core tenet of this game? How can we be so off? And I just started thinking about it, and he just made me think through it in such a way that I think maybe I've wrapped my mind around a way that I can quasi be on board with this. Here's the thought process that bridges it for my mind. So he said, and this is a direct quote, "You are building your class through mastery, not picking it through your class." Remember, we talked last week, and he'll go on to express it again this week, about how your role in your group is not your class. But for me, maybe that's just the problem, is when I think of class, I'm definitely thinking of role 100% of the time.
Sure. We've been trained by the greatest game of all time,
EverQuest,
to think this way.
Yes. And this is how EverQuest rolled. And this is why we always want it that way. But it doesn't have to be always that way. And so rather than thinking of like flexing into things, or I thought about EverQuest 2 and subclasses.
Yeah.
It's just, we're just doing subclasses. And so I'm a
Right.
wizard, but then I'm going to be an archwizard. And there's also going to be a spellblade, right? And so there's just two different, and I love subclasses. I loved EverQuest 2 and I love subclasses. And I know that Pantheon's never going to use that word, but for me, the word shift to subclasses, I think it just makes me feel better about it. So that's why I included this. And he walked through his whole thought process about Joppa talking about masteries, and I just thought it was really good. So you should check it out too.
For sure. The way you need to look at this, Drac, is in the scope of Dungeons and Dragons, right? EverQuest is almost a direct replica of what they wanted from D&D in a video game, but there was 1999. We couldn't do that. We couldn't put the entire scope of Dungeons and Dragons into a video game in 1999. In 2026, we've got a little bit better idea of it.
Right.
So if we think about 3.5 or we think about 5.0, we've got our class. Like, we pick wizard. In D&D, every type of spell that the wizard casts can be a type of wizard that you can be. So if you really want to cast evocation spells and you want to blast shit, great. That's a wizard that you can pick. And it's awesome because your fireballs and your lightning bolts don't hit your friends.
Right.
That's what it is to be an evocation wizard. That's great. But you can also be a blade singer if you're specifically an elf wizard, where you start singing and your AC goes up and you can actually do a little tanking while dropping fireballs on top of people's heads. Now that's great. Or you can be an abjuration wizard and protect your friends rather than you still have a couple nukes, right? You still get your lightning bolt and your fireball and your cone of cold and all that fun stuff. But you also have a shield that you can throw around your friends. You throw it around and protect your allies and protect yourself, and cast abjuration spells for free. It's wonderful. Same thing with every other class in D&D. They all have, just like you said, subclasses. Anywhere at this point, depending on which version you're playing, 5 or 6 or 10 subclasses. The cleric has like 1,000 subclasses.
Right.
It's unbelievable. So Joppa's 100% right in this, right? Like, the cleric is not just the best healer because EverQuest told us it's the best healer. They also do have a hammer and a shield.
Right.
They also do wear plate armor. They also can cast lightning spells and frost spells and be,
different things.
Not your typical EverQuest cleric role. They don't need to be a life cleric to be a cleric. They're all clerics. Flange Pickles, great job. I'm glad you voiced your opinion. We're glad to have you on the scene in Pantheon, and I hope to see more from me because I just subscribed to you. So start making that content, brother.
Indeed.
Hey, Joppa, you get me so excited about classes and abilities. When you say you summon a Camilla friends for me. Hey, Joppa, I hoped your words were pure gold. My broken heart is my fault, so now I carry around an extra shaker of salt. Hey, Joppa.
All right, Joppa says 12 and a half hours of sweet Joppa streaming this week.
Can't get enough.
Dude, that's a lot of streaming.
He has a lot of things to say, and there's a lot of people that want to hear him say it.
Dude, I mean, and legitimately, like, if you stream 12 and a half hours a week, aside from being a developer of Pantheon, you're going to get some followers and you're going to get some people that tune into your channel, because that's just a lot of time for one person to stream. That's why we break it up and we have different crews that stream every day, because we don't have 12 and a half hours every week to give. I wish maybe in like
barely got the 2 that we give.
Maybe in like 15, 20 years, we can retire and we could just stream 12 and a half hours every week. That'd be sweet, huh?
Yeah. My favorite thing to do.
Or after the robots come and take. Never mind.
Yay!
Joppa wants you to know that there will be a way to differentiate your role in the looking for group process.
I would hope so.
Like an at a glance, a visible way to tell and determine someone's role. And so I like this a lot. I definitely think that should be part of the UI. I definitely think in the looking for group window, you should be able to designate yourself as a DPS, a tank.
Gotta have it.
A healer, right? Or a support, whatever. Yep. I don't even mind like showing your mastery spec in the looking for group window.
Yeah, absolutely. Give me those numbers.
Yeah, just tell me.
Give me the 2 numbers or however many numbers.
Yeah, I'm a spellblade. I'm a DPS spellblade, or I'm a healing paladin, or whatever. Right? I want to see all the information.
100%.
I don't know if you know this, but Redbeard Flynn, our good friend Redbeard Flynn, streamed with Joppa about 3 hours and 45 minutes worth. That was kind of fun.
It's a long stream.
It's a long stream. They had a good time. They were making their way. So RBF, Redbeard Flynn, talked about heroic opportunities and how they are similar to techniques in Pantheon. And Joppa said, no, not it. He wasn't going for that at all.
Good.
He didn't like heroic opportunities, and he doesn't think they're really like techniques in Pantheon. And honestly, I have to agree with him a little bit here. One, I think that the heroic opportunity wheel, while a great idea and we loved it at the beginning, it wasn't fully fleshed out. It only lasted till 20 or 25 at the max. Once you got to higher levels, it was just completely worthless.
Well, I don't know about completely worthless. Like there was some that gave you mana back.
Yeah.
And so that was helpful, but they were few and far between. They really needed to have something that gave you a little more, maybe several wheels down, heroic opportunity wheels down the road that increased per level as opposed to just flat, whatever.
Yeah. I just don't think it's not the same. The heroic opportunity wheel can sometimes feel a little gimmicky. And
sure.
The techniques, I don't think, are more like trying to get you to engage with your group. So I think the techniques are ultimately better than the heroic opportunity wheel. So
as long as it like lights up on your bar efficiently, right? Like
it doesn't do that right now. I don't think
it's not. And if it does, it's not noticeable, right? Like I need something to say, hey, your wizard buddy just used this. It's time for you to hit this button.
Oh, so you don't want to pay attention? That's what you're saying?
No. I mean, it doesn't have to like light up and bling at me, right? Like, hey, idiot, push this button. It just needs to tell me that I can use it.
That would be a nice addition to the UI for sure. Joppa wants you to know that class identity is not role identity. I feel like he says this every week now. Maybe he's just repeating it just to beat it into my head. And as I said before, I think the idea of thinking about classes and subclasses to me maybe makes this a little bit easier for me to digest. And maybe
not too bad. We use our own words here.
We do use our own words, and he makes a point, like in the greater fantasy, in books, in movies, like a warrior's just not a dude with a shield that only takes damage. That's not what you think about when you think about a warrior in the greater realm of fantasy. So, I mean, and when you think about a wizard, you don't just think about, a fireball casting wizard. There's different types of wizards.
I think of Gandalf. That man could do literally anything.
Yeah, he gets all the stuff. So, I think this is okay. It's starting to grow on me.
Expand your mind a little bit, Jack.
I'm willing to give it a chance. I'm willing to give it a chance.
Yeah.
Joppa dropped a little bit of a bomb. There are now 2 types of mastery. One is your class mastery. This will be all the things that we've talking about where you flex into other roles, and also you just make choices that affect your class. But there will also be a general mastery, which will function more like AAs, which is alternate advancement for those of you that have never played EverQuest before. And so you just put mastery points into this general mastery. That'll be things like swimming, climbing, I don't know, all kinds of just general things that your character does that isn't specific to your class. Are you excited for 2 sets of mastery?
This is very different than what I thought this was a week ago, right? Like, I'm not the only one that's thinking this way.
It's not. It's expanding and changing as we speak. As we said before, I think they haven't nailed this down all the way yet, which is fine.
Which is fine. We still have years before the game comes out, so we've got time to really hash this down.
Hash it out.
Okay. It just threw another cog in the system here, and I'm like, it's just another thing to think about. Okay, so we've got the trees and those mastery points, and now we've got the general mastery as well. When do we start getting those points, though? Did we say anything about that?
It kind of sounds, and I don't know, it kind of sounds like maybe you'll get mastery points and then you get to pick where you spend it, like in the general or in the class.
So it goes to both.
I think that's how it's going to work. Both. And I don't even know that they know yet. Maybe this could be something that definitely changes.
Sure.
I would.
So you probably want to spend your first points on your tree, and then the general mastery will be like, spend 5 mastery points and you eat slower or something along the lines
or run
of that,
speed, right? The run speed
Yeah.
one. That was always my favorite in EverQuest, the run speed buff. But yeah, that would be the general idea, right? Because you always want your class ones are almost always more powerful, it seems like.
For sure. Yeah, you got to get especially if it defines your role in the group, you got to get that stuff knocked out.
I'm a level 44 wizard that runs fast. I don't get.
Listen, if you feed me something, I will only need that one thing for 12 hours of gameplay.
Yep. Joppa iterated his role identity by also saying that we may have failed the community on role identity by giving all the healer classes resurrection. Now, hear me out.
Do I have to agree with this?
You do. Oh God! Here, I'm going to agree to it with the caveat.
Okay.
Let's do this. If you are just talking about role identity, your role as a cleric versus your role as a shaman, then I agree with this statement. It is robbing the cleric of their identity if you take resurrection away from them, because a shaman doesn't resurrect people. That's not what shamans do. That's in the fantasy world. You don't see shamans.
Dark shamans, maybe.
No, that's more like necromancer.
So then we should give res to necros.
I mean, that would be more class specific than giving reses to shaman.
Okay.
Now,
yeah, okay, I can agree with that.
With the caveat of you don't care about the game. Because functionally,
yes,
all your healers need res. We did this in EverQuest, and it did not go well.
It was terrible.
It was not good. You do not want your clerics to be the only class with res. It funnels
to the point we had to make their epic weapons do the res for them because it was so demanding.
It was so demanding. Yeah, you don't want the only cleric that showed up for raid night to be the guy that has to res the entire raid. That is freaking annoying.
Not cool, bro. Not cool.
So we agree. We still agree. We just agree that it is stealing their class identity to give reses to shaman and druids, but also we understand we have to give them reses because we're playing a game and some things have to be for the game.
If old stick in the mud EverQuest can realize this after 10 years of putting out content, that, you know what, maybe we do need to give more healers an option to res. But give it to the necro, give it to the paladin. There just needs to be...
I mean, that would be the other thing you could do. Yeah. And I would be okay with that. Mm-hmm. I think if you gave reses to the necro and the paladin as opposed to the shaman and the druid, that would keep class identity and still give you 3 classes that resurrected. Yep. And I think that would be fine.
Sure.
And that's one class from each type except for DPS. Right?
I mean, I think you could even potentially give it to a druid, and a druid, I think you could probably...
Druid?
Yeah, I think you could argue it. I think you could argue druid as well.
Whatever. However you want to stretch this, here's what I know. You have to have more than one class with res.
Yeah.
However you want to parse that out in the classes that we got, I'm totally fine with. But you can't just have one class that has resurrection.
Maybe a bard. The bard could do it.
Bard,
Play you a little horn.
brings you back.
Yeah.
I'm good with bard. I could go bard, cleric, necro. I could do bard, cleric,
Paladin.
necro. Bard, cleric, yeah, you could do 4.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
We have solved all the mysteries of life.
And we have kept class identity. Joppa thinks that once people play Pantheon in the spring and they see how mastery all fits together and they see all the flexing that's happening, that they are not going to think that there is a class identity crisis.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's an identity crisis. People should play what they want to play. If they want to play damage warrior, warriors do damage. That is a thing. Like, okay, let's do it. Don't let Stick in the Mud EverQuest dictate how Pantheon is. This is 26 years later. We've evolved. We've got more ability to put more in our game than just the classes that EverQuest told us we needed to play.
But I want to, Davos. No, I won't. No.
It'll be fine. It will be fine. And again, we talked about this last week. The fact that they scaled down to 2 rather than 3 different paths.
That's way better.
This is it's looking better already. It's looking better and better each day that passes.
I think we're moving in the right direction.
Agreed.
Redbeard Flynn is concerned about the mastery flexes. He's mostly just concerned about balancing, which is also
because he's an old EverQuest fuddy-duddy.
Yeah, and I'm also concerned with it. I think it's a valid concern. I feel like Joppa hears that concern, and I think they're trying to take that seriously.
It was a valid concern that we shouldn't release EA on Steam. You know what? We were wrong. We were very wrong.
Also, fair game. We are wrong from time to time.
Let's let the devs that have touted that they want a EverQuest-like game in 2026, let's let them do their jobs and trust that they're going to want to play this game too and just do it. We're being positive. Pantheon positive.
Make it happen. Joppa is also telling us that the Titan pet may not be in the mastery tree now. So this has kind of been a little bit of changing. There's been a lot of changing. I think they're just working through it still. So we don't really know where the Titan pet is going to land. We do know that if you want the Titan pet to raid tank, that you're going to have to put a lot of points into it. That's the only thing we really know for sure.
Well, this is the kicker with the summoner. There's so many paths it could go down.
Because it's
2
so versatile.
isn't enough.
Yeah.
2 just isn't enough mastery. Maybe they need to rethink 2 for everyone except the summoner that gets like, I don't know, 4?
4 for the summoner? Yeah.
And that's part of being a summoner.
I'm okay
with
that.
The most boring class there is. You have the most mastery.
Also the most versatile.
Yeah.
But as we talked about last week, if you make it the most versatile, are you not just encouraging 6 boxers?
Oh, you 100% are.
Yeah.
But
I don't like that.
By having the summoner class in the game, we are already doing that. So just let them do what they want to do and give them their own server.
Hey, you know what? For every summoner that pays Pantheon Rise of the Fallen, that's another sub that's being paid to the developers.
Exactly.
All right. We're adding another color into our con tree. Are you excited about the purple con?
Well, purple is my favorite color of all time, so...
It is also my favorite color.
Yeah, of course I'm fine with this. Though, I do prefer it to be above red.
I do too! Where did we get that from? Is that WoW? Where does that come from?
It is either WoW or EQ2.
No, it's EQ2. It totally is EQ2. I think
it's one of those two.
I'm pretty sure it's EQ2. But yeah, I like the purple con being the top one. Red should be where purple is. But I don't care. It's whatever.
It's not our game, so we're just going to do it.
It's not going to make that much
Tell me where it goes and we'll follow it.
Yes. Joppa also said that red should be like the tippy top of what your group can handle. Or, I'm sorry, no. Purple should be at the tippy top of what your group can handle. Red means you're going to die. It's what would you like your tombstone to say, right? You're going to be toast. So don't take on reds.
Thanks, but it's been fun. 5 more minutes, then I'm done. Been saying that to myself since yesterday.
Has anybody here seen my corpse? Oh, and last but not least, well, not last but not least. In addition to that, we have the revenue plans.
Oh God, no.
Joppa talked a little bit about revenue plans for Pantheon Rise of the Fallen.
Oh my God, should the game get paid for doing its job? No, take this out. There should be no revenue. We should just let this game go for free and no one should ever pay for anything. Thanks, Pokemon Unite.
Thanks, Pokemon Unite. Well, officially, Joppa and VR are not committed to any post-launch monetization models. Could be a sub.
Good.
Could be a cash up. Could be both. Now,
Sure.
Joppa says, as long as cash shops are, quote, reasonable / cosmetic, he feels that it's okay. Because more money flowing into the game means the game grows and thrives. And that is 100% true and factual.
Who cares if I'm riding a giant rabbit or a horse or whatever? Is that really ruining your immersion? We're in a fantasy world. If I want to ride a giant armadillo, then I can pay for it, then I'm gonna. If that's my cup of tea, maybe I want to ride Pikachu for my mount. And I should get to do that if I have the money. People are going to hate me for that.
Oh, they're going to hate you.
Fine.
I think that VR and Joppa are going to take a little bit more care in choosing what can be in the cash shop in terms of cosmetics. I don't think you're just going to be able to buy a Pikachu.
Well, no one's going to get the rights to that. But,
right. No one can afford Pikachu. But,
Yeah.
I mean, you're not going to buy a pink bunny that you're going to be able to ride around on.
Sure.
I just think
We'll see.
I just think they're going to be a little bit more careful than that. And I think they're going to keep it tasteful. I just think that there's no way that they can do this without doing a cash up. I don't see a way around them not having a cash up. A $15 a month sub is what we paid in 2001.
Yeah.
Okay? That's what we paid in 2001.
Have prices gone up since then? I don't know.
Is quadruple what it cost in 2001.
I've never heard of the concept inflation in my life, Drac. What?
Yeah. So
I want to only pay $15. Sorry.
Yeah. Your choices are pay $60 a month because that's 4 times what your sub would be, or we got to have a cash up.
$15 is the price of one movie ticket and you get 2 hours of entertainment. Could you imagine paying per 2 hours? That's like being up in Canada and paying for gas by the liter, you idiots.
It's just not going to work out. And
not going to work.
I've said this from the beginning. If you want sub only, if the sub has to be greater than $15. It has to be. You can't pay all these people. If let's say we have 20,000 people that are playing Pantheon, $15 a month for 20,000 people playing Pantheon, that's not going to be enough to fund the game in the future.
I thought you were going to do the math there. I was going to be impressed, but then I knew you weren't going to do it.
No, I wasn't doing the math. Thanks. It's not going to be enough. It's not going to be enough money. The numbers do not add up. So
the math ain't mathin', as the cool kids say.
Right. We need some people to pay more than $15 a month to keep this thing afloat.
We need some whales. Let me get them Pantheon whales.
Get this
Mr. IT Whiz, Gaming Whiz. He's got all the money.
We need some random Robs. We gotta get these people in. We need some Toadman Bears. We gotta get these people in here. We gotta get them spending a little money.
Spend that dollar so I don't have to.
Yeah.
Buy me a mount. Buy me a Pikachu mount.
Before we get to our next brand new section, I wanted to just take a minute to review where we are with mastery flexing. So these are the classes that we have quasi-confirmed, have at least been talked about so far. We have the Healing Cleric versus the Smite Cleric. The Healing Cleric has also kind of been said as like the Battle Cleric, so kind of could be melee-ish if you want.
Okay.
We have the Tank Paladin and we have the Healing Paladin.
Which is a little weird because we're literally talking about the inverse of both these classes. We got healing cleric, damage cleric, healing paladin, damage paladin.
I mean, it was that way in WoW.
I guess maybe it's not a damage paladin, although the paladin does at this moment put out quite a bit of damage. So I don't know. They're going to have to scale that back if they just call it a tanking paladin.
Yeah. We have the tank warrior and the DPS warrior.
Mm-hmm.
We have the DPS and we have the spellblade wizard. That's a new one.
Yeah. I mean, blade singer and regular ass wizard.
I mean,
normal, boring wizard.
I think the sword wielding melee wizard is going to be very popular among the people. And
for sure.
I'm super happy about it because that means they're all not going to be over with me at normal
boring wizard land.
Because that's where I'm staying. I'm staying right in my lane.
Mm-hmm.
We have the DPS monk and then the tank monk. That's been known for forever.
Good.
We have the summoner, which is DPS and also the summoner tank.
Mm-hmm.
And we have, this hasn't actually been confirmed, but Joppa talked about it, which is the ranger, who is there will be like a full archery ranged build and then like a full melee build. And then you can kind of be in the middle where you do some ranged and some melee.
I mean, that's kind of what they do now. So are they
Right.
just splitting it?
I just think they're going to split it and give you more options, right?
Okay. And I like avoidance monk. Like, I think that was probably about, I don't know, let's say 12 expansions down the road. The monk ended up overtaking. Avoidance was better because of all that number bloat, right? So if you could avoid that number, then it's far superior to the mitigation.
A big deal.
So yeah. So eventually that could take over if we ever get in number bloat land. Hopefully that's not the case. But
geez.
It's going to take a lot of work though, because in EQ2, the monk was a tank and it was not good for ever. It took him a long time to finally get in and catch up and to be able to do that sort of thing. They were just kind of damaged forever. And actually no one really played them ever.
When we went back to play EQ2 on those new fresh start servers, nobody wanted a monk in any group whatsoever. Like they were the hated class. I didn't realize it.
It's because we're stuck playing with Cat Monk when we played in 2004. So you were stuck with me. I love the Cat Monk. He was great. Turns out I was terrible. Shocking.
I didn't mind it. I thought it was fine. But we didn't know because we were just ourselves and we didn't care.
We just wanted to play whatever we wanted to play.
Indeed. All right, now for our brand new section. I feel like we need a bumper for this, but I don't think we can get a hold of Man and Rohan to make that happen. This is Dimos and Drac arguing for things they don't like.
I would also like to caveat into this that this is the one time we're going to do this. This is not an ongoing
this is not a
section of the show. This is the challenge. That's what we should call this. This is the challenge.
Yes, the Joppa challenge. So for those of you that don't know, Joppa was in our chat last week and he challenged us. I'll read the thing to quote, I challenge for the next SGL, have a segment where you have to argue in favor for design ideas you don't like.
This is really going to stretch us, Drac.
This is going to stretch us big time. We accept your challenge. Number 1, things we don't agree with. The current direction of mastery, Dimos, go.
Okay, so the current way mastery is going is interesting. I can see the negative argument of maybe this is overscoped or whatever the case may be is, but honestly, as we have said earlier, classes are not necessarily what EverQuest told us they have to be. This is a 26 years later, and probably 28 years by the time the game comes out, that we can explore different things. Warriors do, for a fact, not only use a shield and a sword, but carry two-handed weapons around and can do damage and still wear plate armor and be awesome. And some of them can even be manipulators on the board, like commander warriors. That was a thing in the D&D expansion that no one ever talks about, 4.0. One of my absolute favorites. I'm just saying. I'm gonna get a lot of hate for that too. But mastery allows the player to dictate what they do, not the class that they pick at the beginning. Because how frustrating was it in EQ1 to look at all these classes and be like, this sounds awesome. And then you play it and it's like, well, I like these aspects, but I really was thinking that this would be more along the lines of this because I don't actually know where this is going. So to be able to use the mastery system to dictate where my class goes is awesome. And if I want to ruin that for myself and, pick the warrior that goes half tank, half DPS like an idiot, then I'm going to do that. And it's going to be fine. That was us in 1999 and 2004. We just played what we wanted to play because it was fun. Not because what EverQuest raids told us we had to play. Min-maxing is great for hardcore gamers, and they can do that, and they'll have the mastery system to do that. But that's not the be-all, end-all. That's not why everyone has fun in these games. There are different levels of fun. So let the mastery let people have fun, and let mastery also let min-maxers do what they do best. It's a win for everybody.
That's pretty good.
Thank you.
I would have to say that I agree with your last point. That would be my biggest takeaway, which is I really like the idea that people can have sucky builds.
Yeah.
I really like that. Like, seriously, I think that being able to gimp your character is like a rite of passage in an MMO.
It's like playing the erudite Shadow Knight.
It is absolutely playing the erudite Shadow Knight, which is my roots. Yeah. I love the erudite, and I knew going into it because at that time I knew enough to know that it wasn't the optimum build. So I knew going into it,
but it was different.
That I wasn't the optimum. It was different, and it was fun. And so, if mastery gives us different and fun, but not necessarily the most powerful,
it's okay.
Then okay,
it's gonna be okay.
I think that's fun in an MMO world. I think that's fun.
100%.
So if we can get to that, and that's how it turns out, then I'm not going to be upset at mastery.
Yay, mastery!
Yay, mastery! Number 2, cash shops.
How can I argue against this? I love the cash shop.
You funded some Indonesian college kids through their
That's
tuition.
Exactly right. Koreans be mining chrono for me, and I love them for it.
I mean, you are the cash shop king, so tell us why it's good.
Cash shop good because, as we stated last week in our episode, we are of the age and
socioeconomic.
Thank you.
level.
I was going to say class, but then that was not like now. We're thinking of like classes within Pantheon, and that's not what I want. Socioeconomic, that we have some money, and not everyone has money. I have way less money than many people, but I also don't have a huge amount of responsibility. So I have a little, even though I don't make a huge amount of money, I do have a little throwaway money to throw at Pantheon or Pokemon Pocket or Pokemon Unite to buy some skins or buy some extra cards or whatever the case may be. That's fine. It doesn't make me a bad person. It just allows me to use my time the best way possible. And if I want to ride around on a sweet horse that looks cool, that has flames outside its feet in a fantasy world, then, I'm probably going to pay for that because it's my choice. It's my game, my choice.
Okay.
Yeah. Good luck with this one,
It's going to
Drac.
be a little harder for me. It's going to be a little harder for me because I don't use cash shops.
You got this, buddy.
Here's what I'll say. I think it needs to be sparingly used, but I think there are situations where it can absolutely happen. And I think things like housing, they've already kind of went down this road. Things like housing, things like boats, like where it's not actually part of the game, and not actually part of like your armor, right? Or your weapons, because nothing is more annoying than having a cash shop weapon, right? And you walk into town and you just looted the ultimate dragon staff, but this guy paid $15 on the cash shop and his staff is like 8 times bigger
Can't
and
be
cooler
that.
than yours.
Cannot be that.
It can't be. But so I'm trusting that they're gonna use some that's gonna be tastefully done, and that they're gonna pick their spots when it comes to the cash shop. And honestly, I am all for, dude, hit me in the houseboat, man.
Yeah.
Hit me in the player housing. Hit me in.
Let me buy chair patterns. Let me buy bed patterns. Yeah.
Hit me. Let me have it. I will buy it. I will purchase it. Hit me with boats. I want the most luxury. I want a freaking Jack Sparrow pirate boat.
The Black Pearl.
With like I want the Black Pearl with a skeleton crew for my boat. Make me pay $25 for that. It just can't be character stuff. Because that's the essence of the game. And cosmetic items for your character is endgame. Don't forget that.
100%. I also want to remind the people how many experience spots you've drinking in your life. Yeah, that's right.
I have drank.
Yeah.
TLP.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. How many backpacks you've purchased in your life? Yeah. Yeah.
Few
Cash shop isn't the worst thing.
True.
It's not the best thing.
Okay.
But it's definitely not the worst thing.
I can live with it. If it keeps Pantheon alive, I can live with it.
This is our forever home. How can we expect our forever home to last forever on no money?
I'm personally willing to pay a $60 a month sub.
I am not.
I don't think anyone else.
I am definitely not.
Anyone else is. Yeah.
$60? Oof. That's like 5 Netflixes.
Yeah. Yeah. But even if you parse that out for the number of hours that we play in a month, it's not that much.
It's still tough.
All right, moving
That's still
on.
a tough pill to swallow each month.
That's a tough number. It is a tough number. I'm not saying it's not. I'm just saying,
it's
like,
buying a brand new game every month, right?
You have to go one way or the other. They can't survive on $15 a month. I just don't think they can. Number 3, transmog. Go.
So I certainly have had some transmogs in my life. I really liked the way that Embers Adrift did transmogs. They had one slot and that was it. You put the whatever piece of armor, whatever weapon that you had from the past. It's not something you can buy from a cash shop. It's like your favorite weapon from the past. You put it in the transmog spot and it just takes the place of that spot in your breastplate or your weapon. One thing only. That was okay. But like EverQuest 2 and WoW? No. No. We cannot have that. That's a lot. So again, just like with cash shops, it can be tastefully done. Or there's always the old toggle argument, which is my favorite.
No toggle.
Listen, I think that
toggle is not on here. We don't have to be positive about
but the toggle is the best case for both worlds. Like if I want to turn off your transmog shit, great. Let me turn it off.
You don't get to turn off my transmog if I want to be seen a certain way in the world.
Okay. Then work hard for it. Okay,
I will.
Great.
And I'm fine with that.
Okay.
All right, transmog. This is easier for me because I'm not necessarily against it. I think that this adds a whole nother dimension to the game. This is like player housing for people or collecting pets for people.
Fashion Quest.
And people love it. Fashion Quest. They love collecting stuff. They love getting all the things. They love putting together outfits. But I don't really care. If you want to put together an outfit from things that you got in the game, not from a cash shop, then do it.
Sure.
I have zero problems with that whatsoever. I think it's fine. I am against the toggle. I think you have to make a hard decision. you either are a game that every piece of gear is what it looks like on your person, or you're a game that allows transmog, and you have to pick a lane. Because not picking a lane is just awful to me.
I guess I can agree with if it's in the game that you've collected in the past. If you really like the way your shoulder pads look from level 20 and it matches your breastplate perfectly and you're feeling good about it, then okay. But yeah,
and think about all the pages of different armor that you can collect, and it gives people a reason to go do stuff, right? It gives people a reason. Yeah, dude, there is absolutely an aspect of like Pokemon gotta catch them all in this. So I don't think it's bad. I think transmog is fine. Number 4, PvP. Daimlos.
No, not me first. Not me ever. Okay. From just coming from an episode where I just completely obliterated
Crapped all over
PvP players. Let me see if I can turn this around for myself.
Let's put a happy face on this thing.
Golly, PvP. What can be said that hasn't already been said? It does give a real element of the game. It gives you the constant pucker, which is why we play the game.
Constant pucker.
We play the game for the butthole pucker, as we call it. We want things to be hard, and it teaches us a valuable lesson that we should always be looking over our shoulders. You can't necessarily trust everybody. It also forces you to group with people that you trust and making bonds and friends and joining a guild that you actually care about, want to defend, and trust. You need to roll with your buddies all the time. That's what we believe here at Static Group Live. You get your buddies and you roll with them all the time.
We were never more linked at the hip than Dark Ages of Camelot for that very 100%. Reason. Because whenever we rolled out to anywhere that was like one of those could be a PvP zones, like you needed your buds with you.
Yeah, you certainly can't do it alone, which is the epitome, which we argued last week on last week's top 5. Or maybe that was 2 weeks ago. Or it was something the Archbishop said, that you have to have the best thing that MMOs do is bring people together. It's not trees. It's not mastery. It's the social chat box. That's what it is. And PvP does that 1,000 times more intensified. You got to have your buds. So that's about all I'm going to be able to do, Jack.
That was a pretty good effort.
Thank you.
Here's what I'm going to say. What does it matter? In Pantheon's not a PvP game. So we can have a PvP server. And all the Ashes of Creation people and all the New Word people, all those people that want a PvP game that are coming in, looking at Pantheon, they can all be excited about Pantheon PvP. They can pay their $15 a month and they can buy a whole bunch of stuff from the cash shop that'll be broken in PvP, and they will fund my experience. And I'm really excited about that. I'm really excited that people get to play the game that they want to play. And Joppa said they're not going to develop things for PvP. So they get to play the game they want to play, but they're not actually being catered to. They're playing our game. They're playing a PvE game in a PvP world. And they're funding our PvP game, which is like win-win-win for me. Because I don't have to deal with them. And also, they're funding the game. Win.
Okay.
Does that count? It felt a little dirty.
It's tough. That was a tough one. That was tough.
We are not.
We hate PvP so much. Joppa, thank you for challenging us. We appreciate you.
No, we're not done. We're not done.
Wait,
we're not
what?
done. We got.
What do you mean
more.
we got one more?
Yeah, you need to read the next one. You need to read because Joppa said that houseboats should not be in for 1.0. So you have to give a pro You have to you have to argue against yourself why houseboats shouldn't be in 1.0. Maybe I'll go first
Yeah.
to let you off the hook.
I need medicine. I need Pepto-Bismol. My heartburn.
Listen, player housing, as Neff has said, is a large undertaking. And it's just not the right time. It's not the right time for housing. It's not the right time for boats. We got a lot more important stuff that's coming down the pike. Houseboats need to be pushed. Maybe 2, 3, 4 expansions down the road. We don't need houseboats. We need classes. We need mastery. We need PvP. We need all this stuff. We don't need no houseboats. We got to get this game out the door. So we have to focus in on what's important. And what's important is not houseboats. Okay, your turn.
We have to focus on not houseboats. I can't do this, Jack. No, I can't. You can't make me do this. Houseboats.
5,
Drac, I'm so disappointed in you.
4,
Luckily, every week I dominate this list and just destroy Dimos.
3,
I thought you would just tuck your head between,
No
your butt
way!
cheeks.
No, my list is
And
amazing.
It's not at all.
2,
Oh, already your list is the worst. Your list is the worst.
1.
Top five. All right, Dimos, in the spirit of cooperation and the spirit of positive thinking and the spirit of coming together and uplifting Pantheon, this week's top 5 is the top 5 things we agree with Joppa about.
I love this idea. Love the spirit of this top 5. We have done top 5s in the past where we have done them together.
Yep.
And I think this is an appropriate time to do so.
I am super excited because we have agreed on every single part of this list. So it's like the triple agreement. It's like us and Joppa walking into a dungeon, slaying everything.
As a DPS warrior and a paladin healer and a rogue CC.
That's us, baby. Let's go. All right, number 5, take it away.
Number 5, the game needs to be hard and rewarding.
Oh, please, yes.
100%.
Yes.
Please, you have to have this. Hashtag keep Pantheon hard. I know Just Let Me Play the Damn Game, or Justin, as we like to call him, is just floored by this one. He's just crying like at home. He's like,
He's probably upset that it's number 5.
Honestly, probably true. And maybe we should have rated it higher. Honestly,
Maybe.
I could go back and see this going higher, but also rewarding. It should be tough to get great loot, and the game should be very challenging. We should always have the puckered butthole,
like we had in Enclave on Monday night. It was fantastic. We were having a great time. Pucker factor was 11, and we got some loot. It was fantastic.
I do love the pucker factor. I do not like that we're doing it at 1 a.m. in the morning and also while trying to watch a stream chat. Like, I know we don't have like co-chat flying by or anything, but like it is distracting and we're trying to do something difficult that it got us killed, me killed several times.
You're just bitter because it was you.
I do hate dying. I love doing challenging things like Enclave. I don't want to die doing at it. All right, moving on to number 4. No/limited map. This means possibly just a picture, like in Embers Adrift, or where they have some Fog of War, where we go discover. Or I've always, and I'm sure you agree with this, Drake, that the cartographer skill.
Oh, I love cartographer.
Could be awesome.
Yeah.
If you could make maps as a cartographer and then sell them to players.
Oh, I'm in.
How cool would that be?
That's a 11
you go
out of
explore. 10. I 100% agree. You go explore, you write it all down, in your game, and then you can sell that information. And even if it's just like a section, it doesn't even have to be the whole map to sell it. Okay, well, I've got this lower right-hand corner of Avendir's Pass sectioned off and perfect map because that's what my skill allowed me to do. 3 platinum, awesome.
Awesome.
I found this dungeon Here's the map for it. Awesome. But just hitting the M button and having a GPS of where you're at is not good. That's not good for anybody. The arrows that point us to the direction of our teammates is all we need. And then point of interest, fog of war maps. I 100% agree with Joppa on this. I know you do too, Drax. Sorry I talked for so long.
Yeah, I love it. Some people might think that, like, what are you doing? Because I'm always the guy that's lost. I'm always the guy that's wandering in the wrong direction. I have no idea where we're going. I could have been there 20 different times. It doesn't matter. Until I have something blindly memorized, like Unrest in EverQuest, then I just have no idea where anything is. But I still don't care because I like the idea that I don't just follow an arrow to my next thing. That is such a boring gameplay loop to me. And honestly, it puts me to sleep. Like when I'm playing WoW, and because I'm me, I have to get the little thing that sits on your map where it tells you to do all the quests in the correct order, and like it groups them all together so you get the most effective leveling path ever. But it's so boring. It's so boring.
Yeah, I don't need all those mods.
Oh, it's so boring. So no map is good. Very excited that they've held true, and very excited that Joppa is pro no map / limited map. Like the Embers Adrift map is fine, where you just have a picture, your icon doesn't really move on it all that much, and it's fine. Or you can see it at certain spots.
There isn't even an icon, right? Yeah, it's if you're at a tower.
If you're at a tower, like certain places, you can see where you are, but like your icon doesn't like inch on the map, so you can't tell which way you're going. I love it.
Exactly.
Yep.
It's not a GPS map.
Not a GPS map.
Okay, number 3. The near death mechanic. This is the best expansion on an idea that EverQuest somewhat brought to life.
Yeah.
Love the Purple Club. That was such a great... How good of a feeling was it when you were a healer and your tank was down in the Purple Club and you got him back up just in time with a full heal, or whatever the case may be, is you saw something happen, you hit the quick heal and it got them back up from the Purple Club. They could have died, but they're back up and running. It's such a good feeling. And then to take that great little 1 second thing and turn it into a huge part of the game, genius.
Love it.
A real man of genius.
This is great because this keeps your group on its toes all the time. When somebody goes down in the group window, I'm looking for their body and I'm like, where do I click on it? Joppa did say in a recent stream that it needs tweaked a little bit, which I totally agree with. Like the area to click on the person right now, just the feet, is real hard to get sometimes, especially if it's in a group of bodies. Like it's just difficult. And also I wouldn't mind like some kind of skill. Like I'm a wizard. I'm at range. Like having to run up and do it is really difficult. If I could just have a skill that I could do it with, that might be nice. But I don't know. Whatever they do, it's fun right now. I'm 100% pro death mechanic. We had it last night. We recovered once. We didn't recover the other time. It was great. Loved it. Loved every second of it.
I think it speaks true to our number 5 as well. It allows us to keep the game hard.
Yeah.
Right? You can make a mistake and get a second chance at it, but you don't get another chance after that.
Yep.
If you go Purple Club, you get them back up and you get smacked down again, it's over.
It's over.
Like that's how it should be. It allows us to not have the hardest, most bloodshot eyes, clenched butthole all the time. We get a little bit of a safety net, but not so much of a safety net that it makes the game super easy. The game is still very difficult, and this just this kind of lets us know, maybe you shouldn't be here yet.
Yeah. It's not like it's a complete restart, because if you're down, that makes things way harder. Because if you lose the tank or you lose the hero, now the aggro is crazy, right? And so it's not like it's like I died, but it's no big deal. Even if you go down and you don't die, it's still chaos with whatever's going on. And so it takes a little bit of skill within your group. I was throwing out roots last night. Gulo was mezzing. Like we were all trying to get the group back up.
And that's part of going exploring to new things too.
Yeah.
Like you got to have a little give, and this near death mechanic gives us that give
Little
that
give.
can make or break our entire night.
It's the Thanksgiving pants that we all need.
Mm. So true.
Little give.
Great metaphor.
Little give.
Love that. Love that metaphor. All right, on to number 2. This is our favorite tenet.
Yes. Favorite.
Content is king.
Content, and more content.
Joppa agrees. He's chunking it out as fast as he can. And we are so grateful that he is doing that because we gots to have it.
Gotta have it. The thing that kills an MMO faster than everything else is no content. If you are not cranking out content like a mad fiend, your MMO is going to die. You have to keep producing it at a crazy fast pace. And so I think VR knows that. I think that's why they developed it in Unity to begin with, because they knew that they were going to have to pump out content, and it's way harder to do that in Unreal 5. I think this is the right choice. And I think that once we get everything together and once we get the game to 1.0, there's no break. You're going to have to keep pumping out content. You're going to have stuff that comes out down the road. You can't take a 3-year break after 1.0 releases. It won't work that way.
Last but not least, the number one thing we agree with Joppa about is making sure that Pantheon's North Star will always be EverQuest. I love when he says this. It makes me feel all the nostalgia feel goods that I need to feel every time I talk about Pantheon. It could be the most important thing that Joppa says all the time. When I create Pantheon, I always think of EverQuest as my North Star.
This is almost as good a quote as when Brad kept saying, we're creating a world, not a game. So
100%.
So I really love it. EverQuest is the North Star. So Brad's got his cool saying, and now Joppa's got his cool saying. EverQuest is my North Star when developing Pantheon. I love it. And that's exactly how it should be, because we want an EverQuest type game with modern, fun toys and tools. And that is what we are all here for. And as much as we may disagree on stuff like mastery and cash shops and other stuff like that, if you give us the soul of EverQuest in a game, we're going to play it and we're going to love it.
For forever. Like we do with EverQuest.
We're still doing TLPs today. Freaking 25 years later.
It's crazy.
It's crazy.
I love that game. Thanks, Joppa. We love you.
Well,
all right.
There's a couple other people that love Joppa too.
I don't know about that. Not as much as we do, that's for sure. Yeah. There's a couple of them had the balls enough to put together a list. So we've got 2 of our Patreons. Drac, play the sound.
Beddly-doo.
All right. So now onto our 2 Patreon top 5s. We've got Archbishops, whose number 5 is a great one. Beanies. I love beanies.
I love beanies.
Keep my head warm. Joppa loves keeping his head warm. He looks good in them. These are all good things. Number 4, class identity is important. That is true.
100%.
Now, your class doesn't necessarily, your class role and class identity don't have to be the same thing. Don't be an EverQuest stick in the mud.
But maybe he understands that. I think he does. Yeah.
And he agrees with Joppa about it.
He does.
All right. Number 3, chevron is not a real shape.
Is this verified? Do we know that Joppa
I'm
thinks
pretty
that
sure
a
it's a
chevron doesn't mean it's a shape?
I think it is a shape. I think this is like a little troll. A little bit of a chevron troll.
Yeah.
It's fine. Thanks, Archbishops. You're ridiculous. Hopefully Joppa is turned off at this point. Next, number 2, climbing in an MMO is fantastic. Yes.
Absolutely.
100%. We only want to climb in our games anymore. Anything without climbing is not good enough anymore.
Stupid. It's stupid.
Yep. You have to have it. Thank you, Breath of the Wild. Thank you, Pantheon. Thank you, Joppa. Climbing is a must at all times.
We had this on our list. It just got bumped for more important things. Like, man, it was tough to leave this
Everything
out.
we listed.
Everything we listed
for sure.
is slightly above this, but it is right there.
Yep. Last but not least, number 1, in agreement with us, EverQuest is great.
Yep.
It's the North Star, baby.
Good to go.
All right, moving on to Zip. We got number 5. PvP game mode with faction can be amazing, but very hard to do and is post-launch 1.0. I don't know if Zip read the homework on this one.
Is either the things that he wants Joppa to be in agreement with him about? I don't think
I don't know.
PvP is post-launch. In fact, I'm sure it's not.
I mean, it's already in the game.
It's already in the game now.
Yeah.
Or wait, he's saying
okay,
he's saying with faction though. Has
Yes.
Joppa ever said anything about PvP mode with faction?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Sorry, Zip.
Oh, maybe.
Moving on.
Maybe
Number
he did say
4.
that. Maybe he did. I don't know.
Maybe. Cannot confirm or deny.
Cannot.
Number 4. Rogues flexing into CC should not be as good as an enchanter, but better than they are now. Nope, this is wrong too. This is
no.
This is he wants the enchanter and the rogue to be on the same level. So
as I understand Joppa currently, that is where we're at.
Currently.
With mastery.
Now, could this potentially change? Sure.
Yes.
But as of right now, the plan is to have them on the same sort of level.
Same level.
So,
yep.
Moving on. Number 3. Classes have defined roles and some flexibility to create unique party composition. Yes, 100%. Your choosing a warrior at the very beginning should not define what you do your entire game. That's definitely something that Joppa agrees with you on, Zip.
100%. Yeah, very flexing into other roles is the thing that Pantheon's always had.
Number 2, named loot should be hard to get and powerful.
Yeah.
I don't know about necessarily powerful. Does it need to be powerful?
I mean,
nothing's really powerful in this game, right?
It be named loot if it only had +1 strength on it? Like, why would we want that?
That is what we do. That literally is our loot.
But we don't. I want powerful loot. I got the pants of critness last night. It was amazing. It was way more than +1 strength. I had like 4 stats on that bad boy.
Yeah, feels good.
Feels good.
Stat bloat. Enclave stat bloat.
Enclave stat bloat.
Last but not least, when you level, it needs to feel impactful. This is such a great one, Zip.
It's good.
And we all know Joppa has said this 1,000 times over. It does need to feel impactful. And it does. That is like something we've got in spades.
Yeah.
Level is so important in this game.
100%. Now, I like the ding sound, but
Yeah.
I feel like it could be slightly better. I think it needs to be more pronounced. And Vendini has somewhere found the Wildstar sound effects, right? And so he's been playing the Wildstar level up sounds, and they are fantastic, amazing. So maybe we can get Phil, and maybe we can go back and look at the Wildstar level up sounds, and maybe we can make our own Pantheon level up sounds. Because in Wildstar, they varied different sounds for different levels. And so you never knew which one you were going to get. So it was super fun. And it was really loud, and it was boisterous, and it was exciting. So I think we could maybe...
I love loud and boisterous and exciting.
I think we could make it elite. Because in the game, just like the leveling up itself was like a big deal, because you got that sound, and it just made you feel cool.
Great list, Zip, even if some of it was not accurate. But still great. Thanks for trying. We appreciate you. We appreciate all our Patreons, even the ones that are lurking.
Before you leave, we've one final word. Before you've forgotten all that you've heard, there is a moment evergreen. Stay here a while and listen to me.
All right, Damos, I don't know about you, but I feel a lot more positive about pretty much everything. Pantheon, Joppa, Spring Update, 1.0 release. Everything is coming up roses right now.
We did it. We took the challenge. We did it. And we're better for it. Pantheon positive for life.
And I feel like we held our integrity together, other than possibly the PvP talk. Everything I said was not a lie. I wasn't making stuff up.
Wow. No one believes you.
Wow. All right.
Well, hopefully it makes up for our swing from last week. But, like we said, we're very passionate gamers. And Joppa knows. Joppa is very aware that we want this game to be as best as it possibly can be. And the reason we do this show is to get our opinions out there. We want our opinions known because this is going to be our forever game.
Absolutely.
So we want it to be pretty great. And we do think it's pretty great. It's super fun. We still are playing it. I mean, you have been around for 7 years, 8 years now.
I think it's 8.
I've been around for 5 or 6. Like we've been on the train for a long time.
This is a chunk of our lives we're talking about here.
Longer than any other game we've ever played in our entire lives. It's a good game. We recommend you play it. Have fun. It's $40 on Steam, and sometimes you can find it on sale.
This is the best MMO deal that you're ever going to get. $40. It's fantastic.
Even if you hate it.
Yeah.
You didn't pay Ashes of Creation money.
No, you didn't.
Boom.
All right, everybody. We'll see you next week for our another even-keeled episode. So get ready for that.
Bye, everybody.